Hi everyone, and welcome to demonstration video for Form I-9. And what is Form I-9? Well, as part of the Immigration Reform and Control Act, IRCA, which was established on November 6, 1986, all employers are responsible for maintaining Form I-9 for all their employees. This form is to verify both the employee's identity and employment authorization. So by completing this form, it should help reduce the illegal employment of foreign workers in the United States. So on this form, there are three different sections. The first section, which is Section A, which is what you're looking at right now, is completed by the employee while the employer completes the second and or third section of the form. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and show you. That's the first section, and in Section 2 then is for the employer. Okay, this part here, and then they would complete Section 3 only if they rehired the employee later on in the future. So to recap, just keep in mind that Section A must be completed by the employee on the first day of when they got hired. Section B has to be completed by the employer for new hires within the first 3 business days from the first day of the employment for each employee. Section C is only completed if the employee were to ever get rehired in the future. All right, so along with Form I-9, specific identifications must be attached. And for this information, I would like you to go to your chapter or Chapter 1 for these details. It actually lists some documentation such as your passport or your permanent resident alien card. That's, a form of identification if you're not a citizen. They also need your driver's license, social security card, and so on. Okay, so to help you fill out this form, what I'm going to do is I have attached a document entailing the details for filling out this form. And what I'll do is I'll read them in this demonstration, and you can go ahead and print them off so that you have it in front of you. So the details to fill out this form is attached, and I will go ahead and read it. We're going to complete sections 1 and 2 of the Form I-9 with this information. Mark Harper, his social security number is all 5s, has requested assistance in completing the employee portion of Form I-9. Mark was born on June 25th, 1950, and is a lawful permanent resident. USCIS number is all 8s, and although you are providing him with assistance, you must complete the employee section of Form I-9 for him on his first day of employment, which is on 3/3/14. He lives at 851 Ruffin Lane, Chester, Virginia, 23232. As far as the employer side go, okay, so for Mark's employer, it's Jay's Cleaners, that's what they're called. They're located at 360 Colony Parkway, Midlothian, Virginia, I believe that's how you pronounce it, 23112, utilizes the E-Verify system to determine employment eligibility. Mark provides his permanent resident card, which is issued by the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. This card expires on 4/30/20. To his employer, Chuck Dole, which is the Director of Human Resources, who completes the form for Mark's first day of employment, and the document number displayed on Mark's permanent resident card is 567-899-876. So I do advise that you print off this information since there's a lot of detailed information that I'm going to be entering. But practically, well, basically what we're going to do is then we're going to go ahead and enter in the first section here. And this is what you're going to be doing for Mr. Harper or Mark. And go ahead and type in his last name, Harper, Mark. He has no middle initial, no other names have been used. His street address is 851 Ruffin Lane. No apartment number. He lives in Chester, Virginia. Zip code 23232. His date of birth is 06/25. I'm supposed to make this. 1950. His social is 555 55 5555. There is no email address mentioned, no telephone mentioned. And what we're going to do here is we're going to check one of the following. He is not a citizen. He's not a non-citizen of the national U.S. He is a lawful permanent resident alien, because we know this because the information was given for his USCIS number, and that number is all 8s. So there's 88, 88, 88, 888. Okay? And I believe that is all he needs. So basically, his information, where he lives, his name, his social security number, and then his alien number. If he was a citizen, you would go ahead and click that he is a citizen. Okay? But in this case, he is not. He is a lawful permanent resident alien, and that is his number. So what you would do is you would print this out and have him sign it, and then date it, which is 03/03/2014. So once that's done, okay, in this area here, you can go ahead and put in your name if you would like. You would go ahead and sign this information here. You can go ahead and put in your information here. Your last name, I'm going to put in mine. I'm going to put in my first name, my address, and I just put the school's address. Okay, so that then completes this. If you did not need help from anyone, this wouldn't have to be filled out. Only this top section. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop the video here, and what I'm going to do is for the next section, I will show you how to prepare the section 2 for, well, no, I take that back. I'm not going to. We have 2 minutes left, so I think that we should be able to go ahead and get that finished before this section ends. Okay. So now that we can give this form to the employer, what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and enter in Mark's information. So they're going to say, they're going to put in Mark's name, his document title, which is permanent resident alien, or permanent resident. Okay. Issuing authority is the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration. The document number is 567-899-876. It expires on 04/30/2020. That is the only thing that the employer needs to fill out, List A or List B and List C. Okay, so he only needs to list, or the employer only needs to fill out List A. If they didn't fill out List A and they had to fill out List B, then they would do List B and List C. All right. So there's nothing else that's required. So what we'll do is we're going to go down to the certification area. We're going to fill in his first day of work, which is 03/03/2014. They would, of course, sign this form once they print this out. The title of the employer or the authorization is the Director of Human Resources. Last name is Dole. First name is Chuck. And it's called Jay's Cleaners. The employer's business or organization address is 360 Colony Parkway in Midlothian, West Virginia. (23112). And that completes section 2. So basically, they just have to fill out their the business information, sign it, and then the information for the employee. Now, if he had to, let's say, quit, but then wanted to come back and work, the employer would just have to fill out this last section. Okay, so that completes Form I-9. If you have any questions, go ahead and give me a call or email me. Otherwise, good luck.